Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 9 of What If Naruto was the Otsutsuki King, guys. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also, go ahead and check out the brand new series that I posted over at Anime King 2. What if Naruto pushed himself to his limit? So go ahead and check it out and enjoy. And also, remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, guys. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. And stay in tune for What If Naruto was a God Amongst Man over at Anime King 2. I'm going to be posting that later on. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro. So the last time we left off, Naruto broke off some of the seals on his body, as there was 5 original Toma seals. But after releasing a pulse of chakra in his angered state after Orochimaru hurt his sister and Sasuke, there was 3 seals left on his body. In the village, Sarutobi was shocked as he knew something like this might happen, as Jiraiya quickly went out to investigate. Naruto felt different as well, as his eyes also changed. The back color was the same blue as the Tensegon. He had golden ripple pattern in his eyes, and the veins bulged out at the side of his face, just like the Byakugan. As Naruto created the ice mirror, Orochimaru was shocked as he heard that this kid was special, but what exactly was he? As Orochimaru felt that amazing, that glorious power he felt, it was something that made his blood boil and his body tingle all over. As Naruto told Orochimaru that he will kill him. Before Orochimaru could say anything, Naruto attacked him with speed that was beyond his eyes could see. Even though Orochimaru was still person himself, so he wouldn't be sensed by Jiraiya or anyone. It was still unimaginable to believe that a genin could do him like this. As Naruto destroyed him to the point where he had to flee his body 2 times. As Orochimaru used his blade. His blade, the Kusanagi blade, what he thought could never be broken. But he was coming to a big disappointment when Naruto created that blade, as Naruto combined with all of the natures that he possessed, using the ice to firm it as well. As Naruto sliced right through Orochimaru's blade, shocking the hell out of him. Naruto destroyed Orochimaru one more time before Orochimaru decides to flee. As Naruto raised his hand and was gathering the energy up to his fingers, Orochimaru released a swarm of snakes that attacked Naruto. As Naruto repelled all of them, Naruto was yet again caught off guard by one of his abilities, as these eyes are truly something impressive. As after a while Jiraiya arrived, Naruto didn't turn to face him, but when Naruto turned to face him, his eyes were back to normal. Naruto told him that he will find him and the old man once it's over, and they will talk, but he should leave. Jiraiya quickly understands the situation, he shouldn't even be here, he just wants to check up on the kid, as he couldn't imagine what could have set Naruto off to get that angry. As Naruto was walking through the forest, he came upon the Kumo team, as Karu wanted to attack him but she was scared, as there was something just about him. Seeing that 2 of his seals has been broken, some of Naruto's power is oozing out, as Samui told her to not be stupid, as Samui asked Naruto if he was the one who released that kind of power, but Naruto didn't answer her question, as he had better things to do. He left, as Naruto found his sister and Sasuke, the clone watching over them. Naruto went into his sister's mindscape as he burned away the seal that Orochimaru placed on her. As Kurama saw him standing there, Kurama felt the power as he asked Naruto what was he, but Naruto told him that he didn't know himself. Naruto then placed a hand on Sasuke's curse mark as he brought him to Sasuke's mindscape where he could see Sasuke being swarmed by snakes. As Naruto incinerated Orochimaru, his very soul fragment that he placed in the curse mark. As Naruto then saw something in Sasuke's mind which Sasuke didn't want him to go near. As Naruto went over there and got the memory, as he saw Sasuke and his sister are accidentally kissing, and it's not like they jump away the exact same time, as Sasuke rather seemed to like it, as Naruto came out of there without saying another word. When the both of them woke up, the sound team was there as Mito was able to handle them. When they saw Naruto, they got scared as Naruto asked Zaku who sent him, as Zaku told him was Orochimaru, as it was just to send him after the Uchiha. As Naruto let them go and told them to warn Orochimaru that he's coming for him, as they quickly ran away after that. As Naruto then turned towards Sasuke and told him that he knew what he did. Meanwhile, Zetsu, he was planning a way to get Naruto out of the picture, because soon enough, he will have to revive his mother. Yes, he will revive her, because everything was forming in the right position. But he wanted to get Naruto out of the way. He has to turn him into an enemy of this world. He has to do something to make sure he's not always around his sister. But he doesn't have to worry, because once the plan is complete, his mother will be revived, and mother will talk to Naruto, so Naruto will understand. But all the people will be stored away in the trees to become white Zetsu, so he didn't have anything to worry about. So he can make Naruto the enemy of the world for now. But guys, that was the basically last boy left off. You guys can switch across and place and take it for yourself, so let's start this new episode. We begin this episode with Sasuke as he was sailing through the air. Sasuke then smashed through a tree very hard. As he broke through the tree, his back connected with the ground with so much force. He winced out in pain. They were still in the forest of death. As Sasuke opened his eyes to see Naruto coming down towards him, Sasuke's eyes went wide as he rolled out of the way. The moment Naruto landed, the ground exploded under his feet. "I'm sorry," Sasuke said as he backed away, backing up against a tree. As Sasuke was scared, Naruto told him that he knew what he did with his sister, and then he started to attack him. "What's wrong, Sasuke?" Naruto said, his tone rather colder than before. "You're the one who told me that I wasn't going all out with you. So perhaps it's time that I show you how strong I truly am." The moment he said those words, he vanished. Sasuke activated Sharingan as he scanned the area, but he couldn't see Naruto anywhere. Sasuke then felt a brutal force smash right into his side. He was sent hurtling away as he smashed into another tree. Sasuke coughed as he tried to pick himself up, but Naruto was already in front of him. "Big brother, stop!" Mito cried out as Naruto turned. As Mito rushed over there, she pleaded with Naruto. It wasn't all his fault. You see, it was just an accident. I never knew he was there. When I step out, please don't hurt him. "Yeah, it was just an accident," Sasuke said, looking up at Naruto. As Sasuke was praying that this would work, as Naruto looked down at him. As Sasuke was now sweating bullets, hoping that this would work. As Naruto then turned his head, Sasuke released a sigh of relief. But Naruto went too silent too quickly, as Sasuke knew that this wasn't over. As he picked up himself slowly. "Are you okay?" Mito asked. "Well, he didn't kill me," Sasuke said. "It's time that we head to the tower," Naruto said, seeing that I have to talk to the old man as well. And with that, Naruto walked past Sasuke, but he muttered a few words, as Sasuke felt a shiver run down his spine. As Mito saw his face, "What's wrong?" Nothing," he said. As Sasuke looked at Naruto, who just muttered the words to him. "If you think this is over, you're really naive." As Sasuke just watched Naruto retreat in form. "To think that I wanted him to go all out on me back then. He would have killed me," Sasuke thought. Sometime later, Naruto was sitting in front of Sarutobi and Jiraiya as they were in one of the rooms in the tower. "So what happened?" "It's like I told you," Naruto said. "He attacked me with some snakes to lure me away from there. When I got back, I saw that Sasuke and Mito were both unconscious. That is when that burst of chakra came," said Sarutobi. "Yes, I was rather angry seeing the both of them in that state. Especially my sister. That pedophile snake hurting her." "But Naruto, how did you manage to defeat Orochimaru?" asked Sarutobi. As this was a good chance for Naruto to reveal some of his abilities and what he can really do, because lately he has become rather secretive and not telling him anything. As Sarutobi just watched him closely. "He wasn't fighting all out," Naruto said. "It seems like he was holding back his power." "You," Naruto said, looking at Jiraiya. "You know I have a name," Jiraiya said. And I don't really care, Naruto said, as Jiraiya faltered at that. Before he could say anything, Naruto spoke. Did you feel Orochimaru's presence when you arrived? Come to think of it, I didn't. That's right, Naruto said, because he was holding back so you wouldn't feel him. But it seems like he's gone now, because neither can I sense him. It seems like he used a reverse summoning or something to escape, because one moment he was there and another he was not. But Naruto, what exactly did you do to him? Asked Sarutobi. We fought and he fled, Naruto said. But what exactly, said Sarutobi. You just want to hear what I can really do, Naruto asked. Well then. Naruto placed his hand on the wooden table. Sarutobi and Jiraiya's eyes went wide. What? As the both of them stood up, as they were alarmed, as the wooden table started to shift and morph into something else. It then changed and separated, creating two smaller tables. How did you... It seems I have the same ability, like your first Hokage, the Mokiton, if I remember correctly. As the both of them were taken back by that. But how is this possible, Jiraiya said. You're not a Senju. You're not anything related to him. Well, if we can go by the relationship with the Uzumakis and the Senju, but that is still a far-fetched. How is this even possible? As Sarutobi was at a loss for words. When did this happen, he said. A few days ago, actually. When I was in the forest training by myself. As Sarutobi narrowed his eyes, as he wondered how didn't Yu-Gi-Oh tell him anything about this, as he had sent her to watch over Naruto, or perhaps she never saw him. Well, this is certainly alarming. Naruto, for now, I want you to keep this ability to yourself. Do not reveal it to the public yet. And why is that, Naruto asked, looking at Sarutobi. Well, until we understand how is this even possible. I don't want him to become a target. I have already told you how dangerous some of these abilities are. People will pay top money to get people to kidnap you, so they can breed the livestock of these abilities. If you say so, Naruto said. Now can I go, he asked. Yes, said Sarutobi. Naruto then got up as he stopped right at the door. Before I go, you should know that Orochimaru must be planning something. Why do you say that, Sarutobi asked. Well, think about it. Why would he come here? I have already told you about Sasuke, and I removed that disgusting mark from his neck. By the way, said Jiraiya, you're nothing of a sealing master. How were you able to remove that? Well, I didn't remove it by using seals. When I held on to the mark, I was brought to his mindscape, if you could call it that. It's the same place like where the Nine Tails reside, inside of Mito. Sarutobi stopped for a second. Naruto, have you done that to Mito? Yes, Naruto said. And have you seen the fox? Yes, Naruto said. As Jiraiya looked at him, the kid seemed perfectly nonchalant about this. Wasn't there anything in the world that can scare this kid? Now, as I was saying, if he just came here to put that mark on Sasuke, that would be quite ridiculous. He could have tried to attack him outside the village on a mission or something. But I think he's planning something. You could be right. But we will be ready and prepare for anything that Orochimaru had to throw on us. Well, you told me how much he hated Minato. So if by any chance, he's gonna try to hurt Mito for her being his daughter, or to hurt Mito because of me defeating him in the forest, I won't only kill him, Naruto said as he turned around. What do you mean by that? Well, if he attacked this village, it's fair game. And attacking a shinobi of Konoha is basically attacking the village, right? Especially since Mito has a fox instead of her. Am I right, Naruto said. Well, yes, said Sarutobi. Well, Orochimaru is from the village, known as a Sound. It's quite a new village, I heard. So if anything happened to Mito, I'll kill everyone there. The room turned rather cold, as Jiraiya just looked at Naruto. Wonder if he was joking, but he saw no humor on Naruto's face. As neither of them had anything to say rather, as he just left the room. Jiraiya looked at Sarutobi, as Sarutobi just looked back at him, as they didn't know what to say. Time skip. 5 days later, Sarutobi was giving a speech as all of the competitors at Make It was here for the preliminaries. Sasuke kept on narrowing his eyes at Naruto as Naruto saw him. What? Naruto said. Oh, nothing, Sasuke said. As Sasuke found it strange, Naruto hasn't done anything to him to get revenge, as he wondered what he was waiting for. Hey, big brother, said Mito, as Naruto turned towards her. It looks like that's San and that Kumo team made it, she said. As Naruto turned and looked over as he saw, yes, they were there as well. That Karu girl, still looking at him with so much hate, after he defeated her. But he wasn't really caring about that. The only reason why he didn't like her was because she disrespected Amy. And that woman and the old man had done so much for him and Mito, and even giving Mito free ramen. So to disrespect her is basically disrespecting him, and he wouldn't stand for that. After Sarutobi finished giving his speech, the proctor stepped up. His name was Hayate. Alright everyone, he said. He then coughed. He cleared his throat as he pointed towards a blackboard. Your names will be picked randomly to take part in the preliminary exams. Seems that there are a lot of you. It will be whittled down till a couple of numbers are left, and those of you will pass on to the finals. But if any of you feel that you're not in the right state to fight and want to give up, now is the time to do so. Everyone looked around as they then saw a hand go up in the air. As Kabuto raised his hand, we just arrived some time ago and I'm still exhausted from the forest. I don't think I'll be able to fight properly. Well then, you may leave. As Kabuto nodded and walked away. Anyone else? No one else said anything. Alright, for the first competitors, as he pointed towards the board. The first name that came up was Sasuke, and then Yori, one of Kabuto's teammates. Alright, Sasuke, Uchiha, and Yori, please remain. The rest of you go up to the balconies. Good luck, Sasuke, said Mito. As Sasuke gave her a small nod, he then looked towards Naruto, and for a second there he saw a amused look on Naruto's face, but it vanished as quickly as it came. As they went up to the stands, as Naruto and Mito were greeted by Kakashi, as he gave them a yo. As Mito smiled towards him, hey Kakashi-sensei, I was wondering where you were. So, you're ready to see Sasuke beat this guy to a pummel? Kakashi also noticed the amused look on Naruto's face. Rare. Hey Naruto, what's so funny? Kakashi asked. You will see in a couple of seconds, Naruto said. As Hayate, ask the both of them they're ready. Alright then, begin! Sasuke wasting no time activated his two-totem Sharingan as he quickly flashed through hand signs. Meanwhile, Naruto held the tiger seal. Seal, he muttered. Sasuke's body went limp as he collapsed to one knee. What the hell? As he felt no chakra coursing through his body, as he did not understand. Hey, what happened to Sasuke? Said Mito. As Kakashi narrowed his eyes and looked over at Naruto. Naruto, what did you do? Sasuke then felt a burning sensation right on his chest as he quickly lifted up his shirt. As he saw a strange seal on his shirt. What the hell is this? He quickly looked around until his eyes landed on Naruto. As Naruto gave him that blank stare. Sasuke couldn't get to finish a sentence as Yori's kick connected into Sasuke's face, knocking him down to the ground. You should really keep your eyes on your opponent when fighting, said Yori. Sasuke quickly got to his feet. The bastard sealed away my chakra. I'm gonna get you for that, Sasuke said. But he then turned towards Yori. As Sasuke's Sharingan was not activated anymore, he only had a small baby portion of chakra in his body so that he could keep standing and moving around, but other than that he couldn't use any techniques or even his Sharingan. As Yori dashed towards him, Yori thrust his hand out to grab Sasuke. Sasuke, reacting fast, jumped out of the way. If it wasn't for Naruto's brutal and intense training, he wouldn't be able to move on his feet like that. As Sasuke ducked on another kick from Yori, Sasuke jabbed Yori in the back of the knee. Yori winced out in pain as Sasuke ran as fast as possible without his chakra as Yori spun around. Everyone was noticing what was going on. Hey, Kakashi, it seems like he cannot have access to his chakra. What's going on with your student? Asked Asuma as he blew out a puff of smoke out of his mouth. Well, it seems like Naruto is playing a cruel joke on him. Asuma looked over at Naruto. What do you mean? Well, Naruto, mind explaining what you did? I don't feel like it, Naruto said. not even looking back at Asuma or Kakashi. As, even though Sasuke's chakra was sealed off, Sasuke still managed to get a drop on Yuri. With several placed punches, Yuri would drop to his knees. "Oh, is this brat so strong?" he said. Sasuke appeared right in front of him and pulled back his fist, as he thrusted straight into Yuri's nose, as the sound of bone being broken could be heard, as he shattered Yuri's nose, as he had to put a lot of strength behind that, seeing that he couldn't infuse his fist with chakra. Yuri collapsed to the ground, as Sasuke stomped right on his chest. "I think it's time to call the match, Proctor," Sasuke said. As Hayate came over, seeing that Yuri was done for, he called the match. "Uchiha Sasuke, the winner," he said. As Sasuke slowly made his way back up there, his eyes were set on Naruto. He got straight up to Naruto. "What if I had lost and didn't make it in the rest of the exams? And why would I have cared?" Naruto asks. "You arrogant bastard," Sasuke says. He clenches his fist. "Remove this, would you?" Kakashi's eyes smile. "Sasuke, what did you do for Naruto to do something like that to you?" As Sasuke didn't want to say anything. "Well, go on, tell him." "Well, it was an accident," Sasuke said. As the others want to hear as well. As Ino, along with Shikamaru and Choji, and along with Sakura was there, wanting to hear what was going on. Well, you see, as Mito was blushing like crazy. Before Sasuke could say anything, Naruto slammed his hand on Sasuke's chest. As Sasuke winced out in pain, as Naruto removed the seal, causing steam to come from Sasuke's chest. Sasuke felt his chakra replenish his body. "Next time you do something so stupid, I'm gonna make you regret it," Sasuke said. "And how are you gonna do that?" Naruto said. "Don't worry, I'll find a way," Sasuke said to him. "Well, what did he do?" asked Ino. "He kissed my sister," Naruto said. As Sakura and Ino turned towards Mito, who was hiding her face. "Really? Wait, what happened?" Ino said. As Mito wasn't answering her, Sakura wanted to know as well. "Don't worry, I can find out from Naruto." "So, you gonna tell me later, Naruto?" she said, giving him a small wink. But Naruto gave her that blank stare, not even saying anything. The proctor then cleared his throat. "Alright, will the next competitors please come down here?" As the board went through names. Hinata Hyuga versus Neji Hyuga. As they were going down there, Naruto muttered a few words. "He's gonna kill her." Kakashi turned towards him. "What do you mean by that?" "You should already know how much a branch family hate the main family. But when it comes to Neji, it seems like he has a more hateful vengeance. It's probably because of what happened to his father." "What do you mean, kill her?" said Mito. "We're from the same village. He wouldn't do something as stupid as that." I wonder if he'd really go that far," Sasuke said. "Just watch and see," Naruto said. As Hinata went down there, she stood in front of Neji. "Hinata, fate has already decided that you have lost today. So the best thing for you to do is give up and go back up to the stands." Hinata looked around until her eyes fell on her friend Mito, as Mito gave her a reassuring smile. "No," Hinata said. As Neji was taken aback. "Why do you persist on fighting even though you know you will lose?" "I can't just give up like that. I know that you don't have any love for me, Neji. But one day I'm going to change that. I'm going to change everything." Hearing that just got Neji pissed off. "It doesn't matter what you say. Your words can't change anything," he said. "All of our fates have already been decided." Hayate asked him if they were ready, as the both of them nodded, as the battle began. The battle started out with Hinata blocking off Neji's attacks, as she was doing quite well at first. As Mito just smiled. "She can win this. Yes, she can." "I don't think so," Sasuke said, as his eyes were on Neji. "He's holding back a lot." Neji got an open as he thrust Hinata straight into the wall, making her cough up blood on the impact. But she picked up herself. "I won't give up," she said, as she looked up at Mito with a smile. As Mito had a terrified look on her face, because Hinata was getting pummeled now. "That's my ninja way," Hinata said. Neji scoffed as he started his attack again, as he landed several blows on her. Each strike with more reinforced power. As Hinata was sent sailing, she smashed into the wall with so much force. Before coming here, her father told her to use a birdcage seal on Neji to make sure that he doesn't win if the both of them go up against each other. But she would never do something like that. Hinata picked up herself. Neji got pissed. You still stand before me, even after all that. It seems like you won't listen to your fate. I'm asking you one last time. Give up now, Hinata, he said. I won't, she said, coughing up blood. Then you have signed your fate in full. With that, Neji dashed forward to deliver the finishing blow to end her life. Seeing what was going on, several blurs fly into the arena as Neji's palm strike was just a distance away from Hinata's heart. Holding on to him was Kurenai, Guy, and Kakashi, and the proctor was right in front of him, pointing two fingers right in Neji's face. Neji got even more pissed by this. It's just because she's a part of the main family. You all step into my battle. If it was anyone else, you wouldn't. You need to calm down, Guy said, as Neji shook all of them off of him. Hinata then collapsed over as Kurenai caught her before she could hit the ground. Medics, Kurenai called out as the medics quickly came over there and picked up Hinata. Kurenai quickly went off with her. Naruto then noticed Mito walking as he didn't try to stop her. He just watched her as Mito walked past everyone. As Neji was walking up the stairs, she stopped right in front of him. Get out of my way, Neji said, as Mito looked him dead in the eyes. I will make it to the finals. And when I do, when we face off, I'm gonna make you pay for what you did to Hinata. It doesn't matter what your excuse is. Hinata has never harmed anyone. She's sweet, kind and innocent. And for you to do her like that, someone who is a part of your family, I'm gonna make you pay dearly, said Mito, as Neji simply scoffed, not paying her any mind as he walked past her. She then raised her hand as she was about to do something, but she stopped herself as she thought about the repercussions. One of them being as she looked up at her brother. Even though if she was the one to start something, she knew that it doesn't matter what. Her brother would always try to defend her, and see how arrogant Neji was. If her brother came to him, she knew that Neji wouldn't go down. He would try to fight, and she knew that Naruto is not a nice person when it comes to other people. Even though he's nice with her, she knew that he would kill. But she has pushed away those thoughts out of her head and not really pay them any mind. But when it's a fight in the arena, he wouldn't do anything because it's a fair fight. So she didn't do anything. She just walked back up the stands as she stopped beside her brother and just waited for the next match to begin. As Sasuke looked at her, as he didn't really say anything. Meanwhile, Karu scoffed. These Konoha ninjas always acting cocky. She got what she deserved. If she's weak enough to get destroyed that easily, what's the point of she even being here? That girl is too fragile and weak. You know, you always say things that get people rather angry, said Amoy. What? Am I wrong? As she looked at all of them. Tell me I'm wrong, she said. Well, not really, said Samui. The board then flashed your name again, as the next battle was Karu. Karu smiled. Now I wonder, whose ass am I going to kick? As she watched the board came up on the name. It was Mito Uzumaki. A smile came on Karu's face, because she knew she was a sister of that punk that she wanted to hurt so badly, as that made her smile. Mito took a deep breath in and out. I have to win this. I have to win. I have to make that bastard pay for what he just did. Be careful, Sasuke said. Those Kumo shinobis are no joke. They will try their best to strike you down. Especially that one, seeing of her hatred with Naruto. Don't worry, I'll be fine, said Mito. Mito, he's right, Naruto said. Huh? Mito said. Because of her hatred with me, she's gonna try to hurt you, just to get revenge on me. Do you think I can't handle myself? She said to him. It's not that, Naruto said. You are sometimes too nice with people. Well, given from your reaction with Neji a moment ago. Perhaps I was wrong. Well, do your best, Naruto said. Before that, I want you to promise me something. What? Naruto asked. If she hurt me, I don't want you to do anything to her. What do you mean by that? Naruto said. Well, I don't want you to kill her. Naruto paused for a second, as never once has Mito brought up the subject about killing to him, as he never really thought about it. In the past, he would do anything to protect her, but he has not actually killed a person from Konoha or anyone to make her actually see. So why would she brought up that to him now? Can you promise me that? This is a battle, an arena. So please, can you? She asked. As Naruto gave her a slight nod, she hugged him. Thank you, big brother, she said. Well, I'll be off. Good luck, said Kakashi, as Mito nodded and went down there. As Karu stepped in the ring along with Mito, Karu gave her a dangerous glare. So you're the brother of that bastard up there. It hate me. Don't call my brother a bastard, said Mito. Then what else is he? A selfish, arrogant bastard who thinks that he's better than everyone else just because they're a little stronger. But I've been waiting for something like this, to break him down a bit, by beating his little sister to a pulp. For one thing, my brother is a million times better than you, so calling him bastard, that will mean you're nothing better than a piece of crap, said Mito. Karu clenched her fist. What? And another thing, you really think that you can beat me? My brother have trained me so hard, along with Kakashi Sensei. So, let me show you that. As the proctor asked him if they were ready, the both of them nodded. Karu quickly pulled her sword. I'm gonna carve you up into little pieces. Bring it, said Mito. As she pulled out a kunai, the both of them started clashing at each other with incredible speed and ferocity, trying to slash each other down. But neither of them managed to get the drop on each other. The both of them then jumped back as Mito went through hand sign. Water style. Water bullet, she said, as she fired off several water bullets from her mouth. As Karu leaped up in the air, Karu went through hand sign. Fire style. Fireball jutsu, she said, as she released a massive stream of fire coming down towards Mito. Mito rolled out of the way as the fireball made contact, as steam filled the entire area. Karu, seeing the shadow in the smoke, leaped out of the air, coming down with her sword to impale Mito. But as soon as her sword made contact, more smoke could be seen as she hit a clone. A fist connected with the side of her face that sent her sailing into the wall. She smashed into it with a sizable boom. But she picked up herself the moment she did. She was surrounded by clones. You think illusions would be enough to stop me? Illusions? Think twice. As all of the clones rushed in, Karu got up as she started to slice them down one by one. But a few of them got lucky hits on her as she winced out in pain. Enough of this, she said, twirling blade as she spun her in a deadly fashion, as she condensed the chakra on her body to her blade as she spun like a gig, slicing up all the clones as they poofed away. Once she was finished, she huffed a bit after taking that small amount of beating and taking on all those clones. But Mito was already done going through hand sign, wind style, gale palm, as a blast of wind smashed right into Karu's stomach. Karu coughed up a lot of saliva as she was sent sailing into the wall. She made a dent into it. She quickly burst out of it with unbridled rage. Her hair was all fuzzy up in the air as she stepped forward. You little brat, really think that you're gonna beat me like this? She leapt forward as Mito brought up a kunai, but Karu increased her blade sharpness with her chakra as the chakra was basically oozing off of it as she sliced right through the kunai as her sword tear right into Mito's shoulder. Mito cried out in pain. All along in this battle, Kakashi had his eyes on Naruto, but the funny thing is Naruto wasn't paying attention to where Karu and Mito was. He was looking to a different spot of the ring, as Kakashi wondered what is going on. Suddenly, Mito smirked as she grabbed onto Karu. Karu noticed there was no blood on her blade even though her sword ripped right through her shoulder. As Mito then started to glow, Karu's eyes went wide as Mito exploded right on her. As the Kumo team was surprised by that. When did she said Amoy? It's when the smoke filled the area with Karu fireball jutsu. But where is she? Karu was sent sailing, but before she could hit the wall, the real Mito burst out of the ground. Wind style, wind palm! As she thrust their palm forward, covered in wind chakra, she smashed it right into Karu's back. Karu cried out in pain. As Mito then vanished, she appeared above Karu and drive a drop kick right on her shoulder. Karu's entire body was thrust in the ground with so much force, it left a sizable dent. As Karu was done for, as her blade had fallen out of her hand. The proctor, seeing that she wasn't getting up anytime soon, he came over. As Mito was panting a bit. Incredible, said Kakashi. It seems like you have trained Mito a bit farther than I expected. As he looked at Naruto, well, she wants to become Hokage, and she told me to strain her hard and not hold back that much. So I had to make her strong. Hey, what about me? Sasuke said. Naruto turned towards him. Sasuke regretting asking that question, but Naruto didn't say anything. As Mito was announced the winner, as she came back up to the stage. Are you okay? Naruto asked. Just a bit out of breath, but other than that, I'm fine, she said. Her stamina recovered in seconds. Good, Naruto said. You performed well. I told you I wasn't going to lose. I'm just one step closer to beating Neji's ass, she said. What about your dream to become Hokage? Oh yeah, that's my dream, she said. But that bastard, you saw what he did to Hinata, right? You know she's my best friend. I thought Ino was your best friend. Oh yeah, she's one of them as well, along with Sakura. But Hinata has this shy tendency about her which I like. The both of us hang out a lot of times, when you go off train and all that. And for him to put her in that state, I just hope everything is alright with her. The next matches went off, as Shikamaru faced off against Kin, as he was cursing the entire time. Why does he have to be the one to fight a girl? But he eventually won the match by knocking out Kin, as she took a blow to the head, as he made her hit her head on the wall by using Shadow Possession Jutsu. Shino faced off against Zaku, which Shino won, as Choji faced off against Dosu, which Dosu won. After that, there was a rather quick match with Sakura and Samui. It wasn't even worth telling, because it was over in like seconds, with Samui of course being the winner of that match. Yujito then faced off against Kankuro, as Kankuro thought that he would win by poisoning Yujito, as he would then make her give up for him to give her the antidote. But strangely enough, the poison didn't take effect that quickly, and Yujito had so much more raw power to take advantage of the situation, as she quickly subdued him, winning the match in a fall, as everyone even saw a strange chakra leak from her, where the poison wound was, as it closed up in instants. Temari then faced off against Tenten, and Temari was the winner, after Tairino Tenten made her release all of that spears, all of those weapons, and simply using her fan to blow her away. It was now Ino's turn to fight, as Ino was going up against Gaara. As Ino looked at Naruto. Wish me luck, she said. Ino, Naruto said, stopping her. Huh? What's wrong? Be careful. Ino blushed hearing that. Do you really care about me that much? Worried about my safety? She asked. That guy is deadly, Naruto said, ignoring her question. He will kill you if the opportunity comes to it. I can feel it. So just be careful. Even though you're sometimes annoying. I don't hate you, Naruto said to her. A rather weird way to compliment somebody. But, yeah, I'll be careful, she said. Ino, he's right. Something is wrong with that Gaara guy. So be careful out there, said Mito, as Ino nodded a smile. And with that, Ino went down. Gaara had a malicious grin on his face, as he's been waiting for this to stretch his legs. He's been waiting to crush someone up and grind them into his sand, and feed his mother blood. There's one person here that Gaara has a tingle feeling about fighting, and it's that boy up there. As he looked at Naruto, it's just strange. He feel inside like his mother don't want him to fight him, and he don't know why about that, because his mother never usually react this way. But for now, he will grind this little girl into nothing with the sand. Ino narrowed her eyes at Gaara, as he was quite scary looking, and he was looking at her with a crazy look on his face, and it made her quite freaked out. But it doesn't matter. Her precious Naruto is watching her as she looked up at Naruto. I won't fail, she said to herself. Begin, the proctor said after asking him if they were ready. He received nothing from Gaara and a yes from Ino, so he began the match. Ino jumped back as she threw several kunais, but all of them were deflected by Gaara-san. A wave of sand washed towards her. Ino quickly started to run, but the sand was chasing after her. She then reached into her pouch as she pulled out a kunai with an explosive tag on it as she thrust it into the sand. The sand exploded outwards as Ino smiled as she took a beeline straight towards Gaara. While going through hand signs, Ino then landed in a position. Mind transfer jutsu, she said, as she went into Gaara's mind. Asuma was a bit freaked out by that, as everyone saw the expression change on his face, and all the Jonin's face, even Kakashi, had a weird look in his eyes. The reason why, they know that the Shikaku from the sand is unstable, for Ino to enter his mind. What is this? Ino said. Why did I take control of his mind? Where am I? As she was in a dark place, as she felt sand at her feet. Ino then looked, as she saw the sand rising up a bit, as she started to step back. You dare come here, a voice said. It's much better for me to kill you myself though. As Ino then saw, a flicker of light went off, and in front of her was a giant beast. It looked like a raccoon. It had one dangerous tail swaying behind it. What are you? Ino said, her lip quivering. No need to tell someone that who I'm going to kill, said Shikaku, as he raised his giant hand in the air. He then brought it down on Ino. Ino quickly canceled her jutsu. Ino came out of his mindscape, sweat all over her face. Asuma released a sigh as he was happy that she was okay. Before Ino could say or do anything, she was grabbed as the sand started to pick her up and bring her up in the air. As Gaara gave her one of those intense glare, as a wicked smile came on his lips. Ino feeling the sand pressuring her body. I give up, she said. As the proctor arrived, let her down, she gives up, he said to Gaara in a dangerous tone. Gaara looked towards him as he looked to see everyone else looking at him. As the malicious smile only grew as he started to tighten his hand a bit. But then the entire place became tense as Gaara's eyes focused to see Naruto glaring down at him with daggers. As Naruto was just pulsating with chakra as the top of the bars that he was holding on started to bend as he was squeezing it rather tight. Even though Ino was annoying at some times, she used to play with Mito and him when they were younger. And even though sometimes he was just there reading his book, she would always bother him and call him to help her, along with Sakura and Mito, when bullies were trying to mess with them. And he saw her as a friend. One second Naruto was there, the next second he disappeared with incredible speed, surprising even the Jonins. Naruto appeared right in front of Gaara as he looked him dead in the eyes. Can't you hear? The match is over, Naruto said. Or should I smack some senses into your head? Crush her, and you die as well. As Gaara could feel the intense pressure just coming from Naruto. The moment Naruto said those words, Gaara felt his mind getting loosened a bit. For over the time, the Shikaku has always been here talking and acting all up, but it was strange for the Shikaku to just go quiet. Meanwhile, inside of Gaara's mindscape. How could this be? Said Shikaku. His power reminds me of the old man, but it is different in many ways. What is this? This is rather strange. And he's somehow suppressing my will over Gaara with this intense chakra of his. Gaara released Ino as Naruto caught her before she could drop hard. As Ino looked at Naruto, thank you, she said. As she then passed out, as Naruto handed her over to Asuma. As Asuma just looked at Naruto as he walked back up the stairs. As Mito met him at the stairway. You saved her. Thank God. Asuma was still watching Naruto retreat. Seeing that he was the closest to Naruto, he could feel that over amount of chakra just trying to suppress him into submission. It feel like Naruto chakra was trying to beat him down, like to force him to go down on his knees and bow down to Naruto. That was rather strange. What was that feeling? After everything was over, the next match, said Hayate, is going to be a three-way match between Rock Lee, Naruto Uzumaki, and Kiba Inuzaka. Kiba smirked as a big smile was on his face. Time to show these guys who the true man is, he said. Sakura scoffed. You really think you're gonna win against them? Especially Naruto? Well, Sakura, we're gonna see about that. And once I beat them, you guys will see that Naruto isn't anything special. And I am the real man here. Don't go too hard on them, okay, big brother? Said Mito. He can't do that, Sasuke said. And why can't I, Naruto asked, just amusing Sasuke. Because when I get strong enough, you and I are going to be the one going all out on each other. And I will finally show you that I have surpassed you in all ways. If you say so, Naruto said. As he smiled towards Mito, don't worry, I won't hurt them that bad. As she just nodded towards him. Making their way down there, Lee smiled at Naruto. Naruto-san, he said. We didn't get to test each other's abilities back then. But now is the right time. I want to see what you're truly made of. You're pretty excited to lose, Naruto said. With my determination to win, I believe I will prosper even over the challenge that is Naruto Uzumaki, Lee said. Well, can you guys be quiet, said Kiba walking past them. Because it's me who's gonna win this match after all. Three-way match? Me and Akamaru will just have to eliminate the both of you as quick as possible. As Naruto didn't say anything to Kiba, Kiba growled. As Naruto always do that. Every time he speak, Naruto simply went quiet and just gave him that uncaring look like he wasn't even there, like he didn't even matter, and it infuriated Kiba every time he sees it. The proctor asked them if they're ready. As the both of them nodded, while Naruto didn't say anything or do anything. The proctor just sighed. Well, that kid was certainly something else, Hayate said, as he could feel Naruto over a pressing chakra. It felt like it wanted him to bow down to Naruto, and he didn't understand how could a kid have that amount of chakra. Hey Kagashi, said Guy, I bet you my student win this one. After all, Lee is better, the faster, the stronger, and with his taijutsu, he shall defeat all of his opponents and show them his fully youthful spirit. Did you say something, Guy? Kakashi asked, as Guy face faulted. Alright, begin, the proctor said, as he flashed away. Naruto looked over, unimpressed by any of them, not really paying them any attention. The old man didn't want me to use the wood style. I wonder what should I do. You guys are out! Right now, Kiba shouted, making Naruto look around at him. Kiba looked at Lee. I'll take you out first. I want to beat down Naruto a bit to show everyone that I'm the strongest. As Kiba looked at Akamaru. You ready, boy? As Akamaru barked. As Akamaru jumped on his back. Man beast clone decimation. As Akamaru turned into a perfect copy of Kiba. Alright. Passing Fang. As the both of them spin in a deadly fashion, going towards Lee. Lee prepared himself. But until Naruto flashed in front of him, everyone watched in shock as Naruto shoved both of his hands into the spinning form of Akamaru and Kiba. As the spinning died down, as Naruto was holding Kiba by the throat, Akamaru was trying to bite his hand, which he succeeded in doing, as Naruto simply looked down at him. As Naruto then thrust the dog right into the wall, causing Akamaru to wince out in pain before he fell unconscious. You bastard, Kiba said, as he tried to claw Naruto in his face. As Kiba then felt his throat tightening up as he couldn't breathe. You came here to show everyone that you're better than me. And better than everyone else. But you're a disappointment, Naruto said. As he released Kiba, Kiba dropped down, taking breaths in and out. Kiba quickly rushed over to Akamaru. Boy, you okay? Akamaru was fine. Only thing, he was unconscious. I'll make you pay for that. As he rushed towards Naruto, pulling two kunais. As he came close to Naruto. But Naruto simply grabbed him by the face, like a misbehaving child, and slammed him into the ground. Lee just watched with sure amazement as Kiba couldn't even touch Naruto. Naruto then kicked him straight into the wall, causing Kiba to slam right into it. Kiba picked up himself. He rushed back at Naruto before Naruto backhanded him down into the ground as Kiba hit the floor with a thud. Kiba was about to get back up until Naruto stepped into his back as his face smashed into the ground one more time, as Naruto then kicked him straight over to Akamaru. Naruto then turned towards Lee. Alright, it's just you and me, Lee. I've been told that with taijutsu, your master guy is really incredible. Even has the ability to open the gates, to boost his strength, and his speed. So Lee, show me what you've got. Don't be a disappointment like Kiba. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, if you already know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform, and stay tuned for the rest of the what ifs coming your way. But for now, I'm out. Peace.